Hi everybody, my name is MarcoAntonio Spaventi, and I run a mixing and mastering studio here in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Today we're here in my studio to talk about this fantastic Leapwing DynOne plugin, which I recently got, and I find myself to use more and more for a variety of reasons. First of all, the Leapwing DynOne, it's a multi-band dynamic processor. It can do compression and expansion. And most importantly, is a 5-band multi-band and has a fantastic sounding crossover. And also it can run a parallel dry path, which means that it basically is a parallel dynamic processor. It's also very versatile, and there's a variety of ways on how to use it. In particular, today I want to talk about a certain application that I find myself to use more and more often in mastering, because I do mastering for a lot of electronic house and techno music, and often this music is produced by bedroom producers or people that don't have access to bigger speakers or better sounding rooms. So often the low end represents a bit of a problem. And the problem today in particular is that it's often too much, simply because you don't have a good monitoring enough to tell. The way I use the plugin in this case to sort out the problem is by combining the action of the 5 bands, but adjusting the threshold and ratio in a different way, so that I achieve at the same time a louder sound, a fuller sound, a more exciting sound, and also, most importantly, I rebalance the whole mix, giving the mix itself a bit more of a high frequency content. So I kind of shift the whole tonal balance a little bit less in the mid, in the low end, and a bit more in the top end. And the way you do that is because with the plugin you can choose to compress certain bands more than others, and then you can level them up against the dry path. Okay, so let's take a listen. So I'm going to switch the DynOne plugin off first and take a listen to this part of the song. As well as the busier part that comes later on. All right, now let's switch on the plugin. This could be one of the presets that I made myself to start up, called Fettenizer. But the other preset I made is called Top End Lift, because it's a good starting point on how to basically have already a quite compressed low end and quite free and uncompressed mid-range, high mid-range, and high end. Okay, so this is how the song is going to sound like when I switch on the plugin. So as you can hear already, I'm getting a little bit in the ballpark, so it sounds a bit brighter, a bit fuller, a bit louder. Now let's fine-tune the individual bands, and in particular I'm gonna switch off the dry path, so to be able to listen to the compressed signal only. And then, disengaging the link button here, I can now access the individual bands and change the settings. And in particular, what I want to do, I want to control a little bit that ticky hi-hat, and also give the song a bit of a more like a warmer feel. Okay, so how can we do that? Well, first of all, shift clicking on a band gives me the solo option, so I can listen to that band alone. So I'm going to slightly increase the compression in the high-mid frequencies, and to do that I drag the threshold slider to the left. That should do it. And then I focus 1 second on the low-mid frequency band. It's quite compressed, so here instead we can release the threshold a little bit and lower the ratio a little bit as well. Now extend the release a bit. All right, seems about right. So now let's drop in the dry path as well. And let's A/B once more between how it was and how it sounds after the DynOne plug. Now with the link switch on again, I can rebalance all the bands, and I can basically fade in, which is what I do as well a lot, to be able, to be sure that you're not overdoing. So I'm gonna fade in slightly from really low levels up until I feel like it's just enough. Then I'm going to click on copy here to save the settings in the A/B switch, and then I'm going to change the settings to another setting that I think it sounds good. And then with the A/B switch, I'm going to be able to tell which one of the two. Basically, I'm going to be able to compare between various settings. Very handy feature as well. Let's go back to a busy part of the song. And now let's again compare with the bypass switch how the song was and how it becomes. Very good sounding. It's a great plugin. So as you can hear now, it's fuller, warmer, fatter, nicer, and most importantly, it didn't sacrifice any of the original dynamics, and everything sounds so musical and so good to the ears. So hope this trick was helpful. I've used the plugin a lot, so I'm gonna probably discover more and more things with it. So I would conclude by saying bravo Leapwing, very good product, and check it out for another video. Thank you.